Hello, hello everyone. So today we have the problem of the topic probability theory and random processes. So what is the problem given to us? A committee of 12 members is to be formed from 9 women and 8 men. So we have to form the committee of the 12 members which have in which the 9 women and 8 men are included. In how many ways this can be done? So we have to tell about in how many ways we can form that committee. If at least 5 women has to be included, the condition is given that in that the 5 women are to be included in how many of this committee. So the two more question are sub question are given to us that are the women must be in majority and second one is the men in the majority. So first what is given to us, the count of the women is 5 and the count of the men is 8. So the total count we have is 17 members. So from the 17 members we have to form the committee of the 12 members. So by using the permutation and combination concept, here we are using the combination where from the 17C 12 ways we have to form the committee. So the number of favorable cases for at least 5 women have to include. So first one is the 5 women have to be included in committee. So what are the favorable cases for them? So here are some favorable cases in which the 5 women will be added to the committee. First one is 5 women and 7 men. Second one is 6 women and 6 men. Third case favorable case is 7 women and 5 men. Fourth case is 8 women and 4 men, and fifth case is 9 women and 3 men. So here we are using the combination that from the 9 women we are selecting the 5 women. So we are writing this as 9C5, and from 8 men we are selecting the 7 men. So we are writing it as 8C7. So basically we are writing all the cases in such a ways like the 9 women in 6 from 9 women the 6 we are selecting, so 9C6, and from 8 men we are selecting 6, so 8C6. So basically we have written all the combination here, and the calculated values are, for first one is 9C5 the calculated value is 126, and for 8C1 the calculated value is 8. So by multiplicating both the cases plus adding all the favorable cases with getting the answer as 6062. So at least 5 women are to be included in committee. So we can do this thing by these 6062 ways. So the first sub question given to us is that the women should be in the majority. So the number of favorable cases for including the women in majority. Now in the committee, the question is that in the committee the women should be in the majority. So in how many ways or in how many cases we can add the women in majority? So there are some favorable cases in which the women will be in majority. First one case is 7 women and 5 men. Second one is 8 women and 4 men, and third case is 9 women and 3 men. So we are doing this also by using the combination. So for first we have written 9C7, which means 9 women from which we are selecting the 7 ones, and from the 8 men we are selecting the 5. So by doing these combinations, the answer by calculating the answer we get, that is 2702. So in 2702 ways the women will be in majority in the committee. So we can do this in such a ways. So next question given to us that the men should be in majority. Now in the committee the number of men should be in majority. For that the favorable cases are, first one is 5 women and 7 men, and second case is 4 women and 8 men. So by using the combinations from 9 women we are selecting the 5 women, and from 8 men we are selecting the 7 men, and by calculating 8 we get the answer 1134. So in 1134 ways the majority of the men in the committee will be higher than the women. Thank you.